Marshawn Kneeland, the promising young defensive end for the Dallas Cowboys, is gone. His death, occurring sometime between the late hours of Wednesday, November 5th, and the early morning of Thursday, November 6th, has left the sports world reeling in shock and disbelief. The Frisco Police Department, which is leading the investigation, has stated that his death is being treated as a suspected suicide, though details are still unfolding. Just 24 years old, Kneeland's sudden passing has shaken the foundations of not just the Cowboys organization but also the entire football community. His friends, his family, and countless fans who watched his journey from a small-town Michigan athlete to a rising NFL star. According to the Frisco Police Department's report, the events leading up to Marshawn's death began on the night of November 5th. It was around 10:39 p.m. local time when the Texas Department of Public Safety requested assistance in locating a vehicle that had evaded troopers during a pursuit. Police briefly lost sight of the vehicle, but minutes later they found it crashed on Dallas Parkway, heading southbound. The driver was nowhere to be seen at first. After a short search, officers identified Marshawn Kneeland as the individual who had fled the scene. A few hours later, at 1:31 a.m., officers discovered him deceased. Though the official cause of death will be determined by the Collin County Medical Examiner's Office, the initial reports indicate that his passing was tragic and unexpected. The Dallas Cowboys released a heartfelt statement that morning. It is with extreme sadness that the Dallas Cowboys share that Marshawn Kneeland tragically passed away this morning. Marshawn was a beloved teammate and member of our organization. Our thoughts and prayers regarding Marshawn are with his girlfriend Catalina and his family. Those words, brief yet deeply emotional, carried the weight of a team that had just lost one of its most promising young players, someone whose smile, work ethic, and energy had made him a cherished presence in the locker room. For many, the tragedy feels surreal. Just days before his death, Kneeland had delivered one of the most memorable moments of his short career. During the Cowboys' Monday Night Football matchup against the Arizona Cardinals on November 3rd, he made a crucial play that electrified fans and teammates alike, scooping up a blocked punt in the end zone to score Dallas's first touchdown of the game. The stadium erupted in cheers. Cameras caught him celebrating with his teammates, grinning from ear to ear, full of pride and adrenaline. Nobody watching that night could have imagined that it would be one of the last times they'd see him alive, that behind his wide smile and explosive performance, a silent storm may have been brewing inside. Marshawn Kneeland's story began in Grand Rapids, Michigan, where he was born and raised. Growing up, he was known for his kindness, humility, and determination. From an early age, his passion for football was evident. Friends and coaches often described him as a natural leader, someone who pushed others to be better not through loud speeches but through quiet example. He attended Godwin Heights High School, where he excelled not only in football but also in basketball and track. Even then, he stood out for his strength and athleticism, but more than that, he stood out for his character. Coaches would later recall that even when the team lost, Marshawn's first instinct was to encourage others, to remind them that tomorrow was another chance to fight harder. After high school, he went on to play college football at Western Michigan University. There, he continued to develop into a powerhouse on the defensive line. He wasn't just a player who relied on raw physicality. He was a thinker, a student of the game. His college coaches praised his discipline, calling him one of the most coachable players they'd ever had. Over the years, he became a key figure for the Western Michigan Broncos, amassing impressive stats and earning the attention of NFL scouts. But behind the numbers was something deeper, a man determined to defy the odds. He wasn't a five-star recruit or a player who had been hyped since high school. He built his career from the ground up through hard work, sweat, and perseverance. When the Dallas Cowboys selected Marshawn Kneeland in the 2024 NFL Draft, it was a dream come true, not just for him but for everyone who had supported him throughout his journey. His family back in Michigan celebrated with pride. His friends flooded social media with congratulations, and even his college teammates shared emotional posts about how far he had come. For Marshawn, joining the Cowboys was more than just a career milestone. It was a symbol of everything he had overcome. His rookie year wasn't easy, but Marshawn embraced the challenge. Transition from college football to the NFL can be brutal, with intense pressure, constant scrutiny, and the weight of expectations resting on every play. Yet, those who knew him said that Marshawn handled it all with grace. He often stayed late after practice, studying film, asking questions, and working on his technique. Coaches admired his dedication. Veteran teammates described him as quiet but fierce, someone who let his actions speak louder than words. In his second season, it became clear that Marshawn Kneeland was growing into one of the Cowboys' most promising young defenders. His athletic ability, combined with his relentless motor, made him a player to watch. Analysts noted that he was developing into a potential long-term starter, someone who could anchor the Cowboys' defensive line for years to come. But now, all of that potential has been cruelly cut short. As news of his death broke, tributes began pouring in from across the sports world. Fellow players, coaches, and fans shared messages of grief and disbelief on social media. His agent, Jonathan Persley of Sports Stars, Inc., confirmed the devastating news, saying that Marshawn had passed away Wednesday night. "This is an unimaginable loss," Persley said. Marshawn was more than just a client, he was family. He was humble, driven, and deeply loved by everyone who knew him. The days following his death have been filled with sorrow and unanswered questions. What could have pushed such a young, talented, and seemingly happy individual to the edge? Was it the pressure of professional sports, the hidden mental toll of fame, or something more personal? These are questions that haunt not only his loved ones but also the broader conversation about mental health in professional athletics. In recent years, more athletes have begun to open up about the struggles they face behind the curtain of fame and success. The physical toll of football is immense, but the psychological weight can be even heavier. The constant pressure to perform, the fear of injury, the scrutiny from media and fans, and the loneliness that can come with the spotlight, all of these factors can take a silent, invisible toll. Marshawn Kneeland's suspected suicide is a chilling reminder that no matter how strong someone may appear, we never truly know the battles they are fighting within. Those closest to Marshawn describe him as a deeply compassionate soul. His girlfriend, Catalina, who was mentioned in the Cowboys statement, has been left heartbroken. Their relationship was one of love and support, often shared quietly away from the public eye. She stood by him through the highs and lows, celebrating his victories and comforting him during moments of doubt. Friends say that Marshawn often spoke about wanting to build a future with her, a life beyond football filled with peace and purpose. For Catalina, losing him this way is unimaginable. His family, still in Michigan, is grappling with unbearable grief. Marshawn was known to be especially close to his mother, who supported his football dreams from the beginning. In interviews during his college years, he would often speak about how much his mom sacrificed for him, how she worked long hours and encouraged him to stay focused on his goals. "Everything I do for her," he once said in a local news segment. That bond was one of the most defining parts of his life. For a mother who watched her son rise from humble beginnings to the grand stage of the NFL, this loss is beyond comprehension. In the Cowboys' locker room, silence has replaced the usual buzz of energy. Teammates who just days ago celebrated with him are now mourning him. One player reportedly said, "It doesn't feel real. He was just here, laughing, joking, talking about the next game. Now he's gone." Another shared that Marshawn had a unique ability to bring positivity to everyone around him, even when he was tired or stressed. He never complained. He was always the one lifting people up. "I wish we had known what he was really feeling."